In the last 2 hours, the Supreme Court of Appeal saying it's ruled that it will not grant the ANC leave to appeal a High Court ruling saying it must hand over the minutes and recordings of its Cadre Deployment Committee to the Democratic Alliance. The DA went to court asking to have all of the documents relating to these meetings. It says that the ANC's policy of Cadre deployment has led to corruption and the failure of government departments. The State Capture Commission, the chair of the Zondo Commission, you may remember, Judge Raymond Zondo, said that Cadre deployment is unconstitutional. Solly Malatsi is the spokesperson for the DA. Solly, good afternoon to you. I presume you're pleased at the decision from the judges in Mangaung on this today.
Good afternoon, Stephen, and to your viewers. We are absolutely pleased by the outcome of today's judgment. It's been a very long battle with the initial efforts that we made in trying to get to the actual records of decisions of the Cadre Deployment Committee, and we are very pleased that the courts have so far agreed with our approach and that the Supreme Court has now dismissed the ANC's appeal. And I think now the responsible thing to do, and the onus is on the ANC now to do the right thing ultimately by releasing these minutes to us.
Do you believe the ANC will give you the documents, or do you think they'll appeal this to the Constitutional Court?
Well, whatever avenue that they take, I mean, the judgment specifically indicates that they don't see any prospect of a different outcome at any other court. So, but based on their actions to date, they will probably want to pursue another avenue, but ultimately the prospects of legal success seems to be against them. So the sensible thing would be to just proceed and release those minutes. But it seems that they seem to be very, very scared of the details of that minutes, and it will probably confirm what has been in the public sphere so much that many of the appointments that we have seen in state-owned enterprises, state institutions, have been influenced by the Cadre Deployment Committee, and many of them have become problematic. And this is what, created an enabling environment for state capture to also thrive.
This is about the internal documents, the internal meetings of a political party. Why should they give them to you?
They are in the interest of our democracy. They are in the interest of our country because they affect particularly the deployment of those party officials or individuals aligned to the ANC to be deployed into the state to advance the ANC's agenda. And it is primarily because there isn't that distinction between the party and the state that we want to get this minute so that we can begin to protect the state from the unethical influence of the ANC.
The ANC has always used Cadre deployment. It's also claimed that you use Cadre deployment in the Western Cape. Is that true?
Well, they haven't, taken the route that we take if they have any credibility to their claims. I mean, we trusted our claims well enough to be able to pursue a legal challenge to it, and the legal challenges that we have pursued have, to this date, been successful. And today's dismissal of the ANC's appeal vindicates our efforts in trying to get to the bottom of the detail of those Cadre deployment minutes.
Okay, so do you use Cadre deployment when you make appointments in the Western Cape Provincial Government?
No, we don't use Cadre deployment. We don't believe in Cadre deployment. We believe in the separation between the party and the state, and where political appointments have to be made, we believe in fitness for purpose.
Okay. There's another aspect to all of this. So, as I understand it, the ANC's had a deployment committee for many years. According to convention in the ANC, the deputy leader of the ANC actually chairs the meetings of the deployment committee. Not entirely clear how often it's met or what decisions it's made. Do you believe that the minutes actually exist in some shape or form? You're looking for a particular period. Do you believe those minutes still exist?
Well, we believe that they exist. Further, we believe that there is a record of details that exist that, support or showcase the process at which that deployment committee arrives in choosing its preferential candidates to be deployed at various levels of the state and throughout various state-owned institutions, state-owned enterprises and state institutions. And if it didn't exist, why has the ANC put up so much of a fight in trying to conceal those record of decisions?
So you're saying it can't come now and say they don't exist?
Absolutely. It wouldn't make sense at all.
All right, Solly, as a journalist, I feel I must ask you this question. If you do get them, are you going to make them available to everyone, or are you going to hang on to them and leak them bit by bit?
Let's get them first and we'll cross that bridge when we get there, Stephen.
All right, Solly Malatsi, thank you. Spokesperson for the Democratic Alliance. Well, interesting to see how that story pans out. Would be surprised if there isn't an appeal.